Jai students, welcome to physics class. I hope all of you are fine at your home. Last time we discussed about the eye and what is the function of different parts of eye. Today we will discuss how does eye work. So let us do the working of eye. To do the working of the eye, let's first make the eyeball. Let us say this is the eyeball, and this eyeball, it is a sphere and whose diameter is 2.3 centimeter. So let us say here we are having the eye lens. This is the eye lens. Who holds the eye lens? Ciliary muscles holds the eye lens. So let us say these are the ciliary muscles, and these ciliary muscles, they are holding the eye lens. Now here let us say this is the iris. Let us say this is the iris, and the hole in the iris is the pupil. So let us discuss how image will be formed in the eye. Now this part is the cornea. So if there is an object before the eye, how its image will be formed? Let us say here we are having an object which is in front of the eye, and how image is formed. Now first of all, rays from the eye, let us say this is the ray from the eye, from the object, they enter the eye. So first ray will enter the cornea and refraction will take place. So let us say because of refraction, what happens? Bending of light takes place. Now further it enters the eye lens, further bending will take place. So what happens? If I say this is A, this is B, so this is the B dash. Now other ray from the A, again it falls on the cornea, refraction will take place. So what happens? Again this refraction takes place and further refraction takes place. So as a result of this, what happens? Its inverted image is formed. So this is A dash, B dash, and here arrow is on B dash. So we can see that its inverted image is formed. So what I told that if an object is before the eye, light from the object, it will enter the eye. First refraction from the cornea will take place, and after that light enters the eye lens, and its real and inverted image is formed on the retina. Now, but when we see an object, we see its erect image. For example, when you see your friends, you see their erect image. Their inverted image is not seen by you. So why we see their inverted image? The reason is that this retina, it contains a large number of the cells in the shape of cones and rods. These cells, they convert the light energy into the electrical signals. These electrical signals are sent to the brain via optic nerve, and brain, it interprets and it reorients the image. So that's why we see the erect image. So this was the working of the eye. So let me repeat it again. It is very simple. Let me repeat it again. Now let us say AB is an object which is placed in front of the eye. Now light from the object, it first enters cornea, refraction takes place, and it enters the eye lens, and real and inverted image is formed on the retina. Now, retina contains a large number of cone and rod-shaped cells. These cells, they convert the light energy into the electrical signals. These electrical signals are sent to the brain, and brain, it interprets the image and we see its erected image. So this is how the working of the eye it happens. Now in this way eye functions. Now after that, let's do a few very important terms. Now very important terms. The first term is near point. What is the meaning of the term near point? Let us say this is the page. If you bring this page closer to the eye, it is very close to the eye, we are not able to read it. Now when we start moving this page away from the eye, what happens? A point comes when we can read this page properly without any strain. So what happens? If I bring it closer, again I will not be able to read, but here I can read it comfortably. So what can I say? A near point is the nearest point. Near point is the nearest point from the eye, such that when object is placed on it, a sharp image is obtained on the retina. So near point, it is the nearest point from the eye, such that when an object is placed on it, a sharp image is formed on retina. Formed on retina. Right? So that point is near point. For our human eyes, normal eye, this near point is 25 centimeter. If you place an object which is at a distance, let us say less than 25 centimeter, a normal human eye cannot see that object clearly, right? If we are having near point, definitely there is a far point also. So definition of far point and near point, they are only the differences of the farthest. So it is farthest point from the eye, such that when an object is placed on it, a sharp image is formed on the retina. Now, what is the distance of farthest point from our eye, for human eyes? Look, we can see the very far away stars, and stars, they are very far away from us. Even if a star is it is at a very large distance from us, we can also see it. So far away point for normal human eye is infinity. So the far point is infinity for the normal eyes. Now there is again the third term, that is the distance of distinct vision. It is the least distance of distinct vision. So it is the least distance of distinct vision. It is the minimum distance between eye and a point, such that when object is placed on it, a clear image is formed on the retina, such that sharp image is formed on the retina, and this distance is the say 25 centimeter. Now next one is, fourth one is accommodation. This is very very important and very interesting also. Accommodation. What is the meaning of the term accommodation? Fourth point is accommodation. What we have done in it is related to ability of our eyes to see nearby objects and far away objects, and their image is getting formed on the retina. What does it mean, and what message I want to convey to you is that we have done in previous lectures that in case of a convex lens, when object was at infinity, image is formed at the focus, and when object is beyond 2f, image was formed between f and 2f. What I want to tell you? I want to tell you that if different is the object distance, different will be the image distance. If object is at 100 centimeter away from the lens and object is at 500 centimeter away from the lens, in that case image will be formed at the different positions. This I want to tell you. Now what happens in this case? Let us say this is the eyeball, and let us say here ciliary muscles, they are holding the lens, and pupil is there, and so what I want to tell you is that whether object is here, its image is always formed on the retina. If object is here, again the image has to be formed on the retina. What does it mean? It means that in this case image distance is remaining the same, whereas object distance is changing. So what does it mean? It means that eye lens is not having the fixed focal length. When we are looking at the nearby object, let us say this is the nearby object, so what happens in this case? In this case, our ciliary muscles, they get contract, and when they contract, the thickness of eye lens, it increase, and hence its focal length decrease, and we are able to see that object clearly. Its sharp image is formed at the retina. And when we are seeing at far away object, so what happens? In this case, our ciliary muscles are relaxed. And when ciliary muscles are relaxed, what happens? The lens, it will become thin, and there is increase in the focal length of eye lens. And hence, we are able to see the far away objects clearly. In multiple choice question, it comes, while looking at the far away objects, ciliary muscles are relaxed, contracted, can't say none of this. So in that case, our ciliary muscles are relaxed, because when they are relaxed, eye lens will become thin, and there will be increase in its focal length, and we are able to see the far away object clearly. So what does the accommodation means? Accommodation means the ability of eye lens to see far away objects and nearby objects clearly is the say accommodation. So how can we define the term accommodation. So accommodation, it means ability of islands to change its focal length so that sharp image is formed at retina for different positions of objects. So what this is the say definition of the say accommodation. So accommodation means it is the ability of the eye lens so that it can change its focal length to form the image of the object which are placed at the different position, and image is always getting formed on the retina. So this ability is called the accommodation. So I'm repeating again, when the ciliary muscles are relaxed, what happens? The lens will become thin and its focal length will be more, and we can see the nearby objects and image. So we can see far away objects clearly and their image is formed at the retina. But when we are seeing at nearby objects, ciliary muscles get contract and thickness of focal of eye lens will increase and it will decrease its focal length, and as a result of this, sharp image of nearby object will form on the retina. Now question is, now there is a question, why we cannot see the objects clearly which are at a distance less than 25 centimeter. Why we are not able to see the objects clearly which are at a distance less than 25 centimeter? Its answer lies in this. Listen, our eye lens, it cannot decrease its focal length up to a certain extent, right? So that's why we cannot see the objects clearly which are at a distance less than 25 centimeter. Now, what is the range of powers of eye lens? What is the near point? Near point is 25 centimeter. And where the image is formed? Its image is always formed on retina, and retina is here. So I can say approximately at a distance of 2.3 centimeter, because 2.3 centimeter is the diameter. So I can say U is minus 25 centimeter and V is here 2.3 centimeter. So from here I can calculate F, and hence I can calculate the power of the lens when we are seeing a nearby object. And if I want to see the faraway object, what will happen? In that case, to see the faraway object, what is the far point? Far point is infinity. But its image, it is again getting formed on retina, that is at a distance of 2.3 centimeter, right? So again using lens formula, 1 by f equals to 1 by v minus 1 by u, can 1 by u, I can calculate f, and hence I can calculate power, that is 1 over f. So in this way we are able to calculate the power range of the maximum power and the minimum power of the lens. And when the power will be maximum, at near point or at far away point? Remember, when we are saying the nearby object, focal length of eye lens decrease. So it means power of eye lens is more when object is nearby, and power of lens is less when we are seeing the far away objects. And you can calculate this power by using these calculations. Now next question comes in our mind. What is the advantage of two eyes? There are two types of animals. One is predator, another one is prey. All of you means that deer, hare, these buffaloes, they are the prey. Now listen, why we are having two eyes, and what is the logic behind the difference of position of eyes for predator and prey? If I talk about a prey, one of its eyes on this side and another one is on this side. By this configuration, prey, in case of prey, its field of view becomes very, very large. It can see up to an angle of near about 360 degree. So this is the benefit of having two eyes here. But for the prey, what happens? To these eyes, they are just below the forehead. Let us, this is the forehead and these are the eyes. Now what happens? What is the use of this? Now first of all, if we are having two eyes which are just below our forehead, what happens? For one eye, the field of view is less. If you want to try with one eye, you will find that field of view is this. But two eyes, field of view is 180 degree. First point is there is increase in the field of view. And second point is that since we are having two eyes which are just below the forehead, and I think they are on the same side. So what happens? For each eye, different image is formed. Let us say this is the object. Eye A, it forms some image, and eye B, it also forms some image. When these images are sent to the brain compares these images. On the basis of that, we can estimate the distance between that object and us, right? So similarly, if we are having a predator is having both his eyes on the just below the forehead, predator can know what is the distance between the prey and him, right? Because he is having two eyes which are just below the forehead, right? And for the prey, the benefit is that they can look at an angle of the 360 degrees, so that they can know whether prey is here, whether prey is here. If they are having both the eyes just below the forehead, then they won't be able to see who's behind, just like the human beings. But prey is having that. You can see, if you are having cow at your home, you can see the cow can see here and cow can it also see on the other side. So this is the logic that why they are having their two eye. In one case, one eye is here, another eye is here. But in case of a predator, both the eyes they are here. By this, their field of view becomes 180 degree. And second point is that they can do the estimate that at what distance the prey is from them. Right? So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.